Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.
Harry, congratulations on that first win of the season, your first competitive game for Sutton Coldfield since taking over as manager. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think as a first game, it was certainly entertaining. I know the neutrals would have enjoyed it a little bit more than me in terms of a little bit end-to-end and there was moments for both teams, but overall I'm really pleased. We've been trying a lot of things in pre-season that hadn't quite clicked, and today I felt like it was a lot more smoother. We were a lot more fluid in the way we wanted to play, and a lot of the training ground sort of practice and things that we've been working on really showed, and at the end of the day you've got a 4-2 win, so I can't be too dishappy with that.
Absolutely, yeah, and you seem to have quite a lot of pace up front that was really making Stourbridge struggle at the back there. Is that something that you identified or just something that you was playing towards your own strengths there?
Yeah, I think obviously when I came in I had a few targets, and Liv Ashfield was a really big one for me, obviously formerly of Stourbridge herself. I knew what she was about from last season in Tier 3, and I know that the running she gives you, she's so unselfish with the way she moves, and she will run wherever you need her to for how long you need her to, and players like that are superb. And I think when she combines well with Em and with Eva, and it creates real problems. There's not many defenders like to defend against pace, and it's really hard to defend against, and I think today was a perfect use of how we can use our pace in the right way. Obviously, sometimes we'll have to be a little bit more creative and not necessarily always focus on our pace, but today it worked really, really well.
I'm going to mention Liv Ashfield, but also Chelsea Taig and Jess Howard, all new signings, all started today. How have they settled into the team?
Yeah, they've been brilliant. I'm sure you would have picked up on there was a lot of turnaround this season, and the group have bonded really, really well. I think Jess is a mature head. She understands the game really well. She's a good leader. She demands what we need in terms of on the training pitch and demands those standards. And then when you see today, Darcy Cartwright had a good game, but I still think Jess kept it quiet. I think Jess did exactly what was needed of her against a young, very aggressive, very fit Darcy Cartwright who wanted to run at her. Chelsea and Liv are very similar. Chelsea's got so much quality with that left foot and so much ability, and it's just about trying to get that out of her, and it's finding that consistency for her. But we're working really, really hard. She listens, she applies herself really, really well. And like I just mentioned with Liv, she'll do whatever I ask. Whatever I ask, she'll do. And as a manager, that's all we can ask for.
A great equaliser by Stourbridge, and it could have been 2-1 at one point as well, but the goal was disallowed. How was the half-time team talk? Did that kind of influence the second half too much?
Yeah, I think we spoke a few things about tactical tweaks, about the way we wanted to build and the way that Stourbridge had started to press a little bit, and we wanted to minimise that and find ways to play around that, which I think we did really, really well in the second half. And I think it was just a case of speaking to the girls about saying, look, trust in your quality. We had chance in the first half. Yes, although I think we were probably still the better team in the first half, we certainly finished the weaker team of the two. And it was just about, relaxing, resetting, trusting ourselves, and just a few minor tweaks. But I think the girls did that really, really well.
And Cassidy, 2 great goals there. Was she a contender for a player of the match?
Yeah, I think when your number 9 scores 2 goals, arguably scores 3, but one's chalked off for a foul throw. You can't really look too far past that. We've worked really hard with Eva in pre-season. She's a hard worker. She cares a lot and she wants to improve a lot. And I think today sort of summed up what she's about in terms of she's not afraid to do the hard work. She's not afraid to jostle with centre backs and have that physical battle, but also she'll run channels, she'll get in behind, she'll do exactly what you want. And then 2 really well taken goals of different nature. The first one, which is a really good finish over the goalkeeper, and then the second one, which is a very good header from a brilliant delivery. And when you've got a striker that can do both, it really, really helps you.
And lastly, Aston Villa to come. Not much time to prepare for that one. What are your thoughts going into that game?
Yeah, I think it's where our squad is massive. I think it's where the use of our squad and the trust in the quality of our squad is going to be really, really important. There will be changes, of course. It's a 48-hour turnaround, and especially after the heat and the efforts today, we have to manage that, of course. But now I'm looking forward to it. I've featured against Aston Villa before. I know that they'll play good football. I know that they'll have good quality footballers and good technical footballers, and we have to minimise that. And then I think we'll just trust in our squad, trust who plays on the pitch in the day, and it's a tough game, so anything can happen.
Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.